All right. Let's just get this on the road. Ah. Somebody change the color. I need to turn it down. Oh god, where's the button? There's the button. That's probably fine, right? That's probably fine. I think it's fine. All right, guys, we're doing another stream here today. Not recording, just kind of having fun. Kind of just palate cleansing from Metroid Prime. Metroid Prime was, of course, a great game. Just not a great game for me. I had to like. I like games that you do need a guide sometimes. I think those are perfectly valid experiences where it's because the original idea is that you and your friends would constantly be on the hunt for something or another, but when you're just kind of soloing it and you're trying to beat the game without having to do a guide, just 100% yourself, it's not meant for that. It's meant for you to have some kind of collaboration with somebody. But today we are playing some Mario Kart. We're doing the CTGP Deluxe mod, which I absolutely love this mod, and this should be the latest version. I don't know, it's a good question. Actually, one thing I wanted to actually fuck around with. Yeah, I know, I don't. You upset and Johnny don't care. I need it. Okay. I mean, it's not gonna. It should be fine. Everything else might get jumbled. We'll see. Hold on. Okay, it's fine. Didn't mean to show that, but whatever. Okay. Network. If I remember correctly, it's. You do this? No, you do it like. I think it's this. Whoever the default is. Let's. Oh man. I don't know if the mod supports online play. I think it does. Wireless play. Yeah, okay. It probably doesn't. But that's fine. We can just... Whoa. Hold on. Rejix was asking me questions on a different monitor. Ugh, excuse me. Got the burps. And yeah. I probably need to do something or another. Just, I don't know. I didn't earn this. None of these trophies I've earned. This is just a whatever save file. Because I've played Mario Kart 8 so many times across consoles, PCs, and I just want to play. So I like 150cc and Mirror. Fuck 200. 200 is just not my cup of tea. Let's just do 150cc. Ah, look at this boy. That's my build. This is my loadout. I have a couple of others though. We'll start with this. We'll go around. And I'm probably not gonna stick with Mario Kart. We'll probably just do how just play how I feel today. Sure. But the biggest so we have the standard 12 tracks, or 12 cups or Grand Prix, whatever, and each one has 4. So that is 48. I can do math. And then you have the DLC, which is another 12, the 48 combined together. That's 96. So 96 tracks for all of Mario Kart 8. Cool. And then we start getting into the mod. So that's another 48. So 140? 134? Am I thinking that right? Hold on. It'd be 104 and 40. Yeah, 144. Then another 4 from that, 16. God damn it, I could do this math. So 144, 6, 150, 160 unique tracks, and I really enjoy all of them. And why not? Let's just go down the line. Let's just experience this together. I love this one because this is just like so peak. Like I like. I just love this. I would bring a laptop to work, and me and my friends would play this on the laptop. And the laptop was a little, not quite, what this mod needed for like stuff like this. Like there's a lot going on graphically, right? And it would slow down a lot, and it's like, oh, just fucking kick-ass gaming PC, just handles it. Ugh. Paying the high-end tax up front and dealing with the early adopter stuff, man, that was rough. Back in like 23 when I built it like in Christmas-ish 22. But a lot of the issues I was running into was really in 23. Just stability with with my CPU cores. Ultimately I learned that like I did take it down to like 5.2 all core and then undervolt it, which was fine. And then like my GPU, I can crank it to its max, wattage at 400. And if I also undervolt it a little bit as well, it's pretty good. But man, like this is a great machine. This is gonna be a great machine for a hot minute. I definitely want to upgrade, and I kind of want to build from the ground up again. Well, I say ground up. I say that, but man, like RAM prices have to come way down. Well, no, I'm not gonna do that. The whole point of me getting... Ooh. Wow. What? Well, what the fuck? Oh, I bet. Hold on. Oh my god. No, still not great. I mean, it's not terrible. It's like the... Okay. So it wasn't... Okay, it was just like that from my side. Okay. So I have a 4K TV connected to my PC. Not needed at all. I'm thinking about, like... getting like a Roku, something separate. Just use it for that. Originally I was like, oh, maybe for like generating content. I have my 3 monitors, I have the big TV up there, and I can be like, oh, if whatever I'm working on, I could put up there, and I can see what's like on the big screen and compare it to like regular monitor or even my phone or whatever. But it's never come up. It has never been a thing. It's whatever. And there's been a lot of like annoying downsides because how Windows maps where basically screen real estate is. So it's like, oh, this is a connected monitor. Like there is desktop here. Even though the TV is turned off, it still has that real estate. So sometimes Windows will just pop up there and I'm like, fuck, okay, turn it on, drag it back down. It's a whole thing. And sometimes it's just kind of random. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. So, and it is a smart TV, but it's an older smart TV, so it's not. You know, once I get too crazy here, God, man, this looks so much better. I haven't really played this mod on a screen this large in a while. Well, I shouldn't say that. I've played it like on the 98 inch, but like being able to like have a large screen to myself, but be up close enough. It's 4K. You know, it's just pixel density just being higher. Like, man, this thing's fucking pretty. Which this has to be from the NES, I believe. Yeah. Yeah. But no, what was I talking about? Like, I was talking about, oh, my early adopter tax whatever that I was, like, I basically made a deal for myself. Because AM4 still today is, like, still a really good fucking platform. Like, both my brothers are on a X3700X, or a 3700X, so Ryzen 7 3700X. Still great fucking CPUs. Like, holy shit, those have really held on to value. Just price per frame. And I was like, okay, AM5 is probably gonna have the same trajectory. It probably won't be exact. It could be better. It could be worse. But if I had invested in a Ryzen 1700 instead of the 2700, and then upgraded, and at the time I wanted a 5950X so bad because it was such a badass CPU. Ryzen 5000 was what. That's what really did it for Intel. It was just, there was no other reason. Like, there was just there was no reason to buy Intel for many years. Maybe their next gen stuff coming out. I think it's going to be their 400 series now. I'm not going to worry about the naming schemes. AMD, Intel, Nvidia, they've all had their stupid naming schemes before, and I have made my opinions about them. God damn it. I promise I'm way better at this fucking track than this. It's a great track. I actually really do enjoy this. But I was like, hey, what I need to do, and I know I need to do this, is okay, we're away from the product plan. Is I should get in now and then upgrade. Fuck, all right. Yeah, what am I complaining about? Not me. Woo, okay. Damn, they both fell off. Let's go. Oh, this ink. Okay. No! Oh, let's go! This is gonna fall! No! Oh, I swear. Fuck! I was basically just gonna upgrade to the last gen, whatever X3D chip was. I am curious. Because I think Ryzen whatever 1000 that they're going to be coming out, I think it's going to be AMD's or not AMD's, AM5's last supported like family of CPUs. Now they might have like everything like they did like with AM4, where they made an X3D of the the different variations of because they had the 5800X, then the 57. Yeah, fuck you, bitch. Yeah, take that too. 5600 X3D. I'm pretty sure that was a Micro Center exclusive, which is so cool. I love shit like that. Of course, I have a Micro Center near me. I don't go there nearly enough because it's not that near to me. Also, I don't make that much money. I thought about applying there, but any position would be like such a pay cut, and I'm already like upper poverty at best. Like anything entry level would just be well, I mean, to be fair, they do a lot of commission stuff, so but I don't like upselling people. I just like that's always been my thing. I don't upsell. If I think a product is bad, I'm not gonna push it. And this all goes all the way back when I was working at a gas station, and Kamek, stop it, Kamek, Kamek. This is not a good, really good track too. That little hop right there, Lakitu gets you. You can't do a little skip. I've tried so many times, and it's just they coded it in, and I'm like, I get it, because they want that cool interaction without people just just basically cutting their track short. Oh, you whores. Anyways, back to the PC. Ooh. I bought into the Ryzen 9 7950X. The X3D variant wasn't out yet. I was thinking about holding off until that did, or until that became available. I'm glad I didn't though. One thing I wish I did hold off on was buying my 7900 XT, because the XTX was so much better value. But at the time, graphics card prices were so much more difficult. Graphics cards were just difficult. I can't. I was okay. I guess I'm like an idiot? Probably. I could have swore. Maybe there was something around with like collision or something that. Well, I mean, this is an more updated version of the mod than I had on my laptop. I don't know. Anyways, the 7900X, the 7900 XT, great card. I love this thing. It's gonna be a great card to use for a very long time. Just because I can't be like, all right, max frames no matter what, like a 5090 or something. Okay. But I'm also kind of the whole fake frame. Damn it! I deserve that. I think it's cool, but it's really meant to prop up their lower tier cards and stuff. Which I'm not mad about, like a 5050 using DLSS and frame gen to like have way more value. I'm okay with that. But like a 5090 or 5080, like these high-end like $1,000 to $2,000 GPUs, they shouldn't need that or use that of really any sort, in my opinion. But it looks like the best performance with FrameGen and DLSS is on the highest end cards, and I'm like, that's not. It's a crutch. It's just a little, just to kind of make the gap. But whatever. The fucking dude, the Radeon 9000 series I'm fucking pissed off about, because they changed their naming scheme. So for years it was first number generation, second number was SKU, third number could have been basically like variant of SKU. So like we had, like, let's go with the 6000 series. So we had the 6600 XT, which is like, oh, this is a better version. This is kind of like the middle between the 6600 and the in the 6700. Okay. Then it's like, oh, then now we have the 6650 XT, which was like a little bit of step up more. And I'm like, okay, I like this. Manufacturing, their manufacturing has been really mature for this generation. They are, it's like, okay, this card can't quite meet a 6700. And instead of calling it a 6700, we just call it 6650. Great. Give it less video RAM, whatever. Turn down the power draw a little bit. Perfectly fine. Now they changed their naming scheme to that first number means generation, second number, fuck all, third number means skew. And then of course you have, regular and the XT variant. So we have the 9060, so 9060 is supposed to be in the same slot as, for the 9000 generation as the 6600 and the 7600. Why didn't they just call it the 9600 XT? Now, there is an argument that they should differentiate their CPU naming schemes with their GPU naming schemes. Okay, I'm okay with that. Sure. And some people have also made the argument that NVIDIA has been so dominant for so long that consumers don't understand how one naming scheme correlates with the other. And it's like, okay, so they're trying to match the naming scheme, the kind of standardized things. Cool. So we have a 9600, or 9060, sorry. So 9060, there is an 8 gig variant, or there's 9060 XT, both of those are 8 gigs. There's a 9060 16 gig variant. The GPU itself is not faster, it just has more video memory. Then we have 9070 XT. So fucking irritating when it comes, like, they just chopped off the high end. They didn't have anything. They did not have anything for 9000, and they're like, oh shit, the 9070 was supposed to be our like flagship thing that we're gonna sell for like $1,000. Now supposedly Radeon 10,000, Ryzen 10,000 could very well be the last, generation for AM5. That's fine. Kind of like how 5,000 was. So it's like, okay, 5 and 5, cool. It matches up. Of course, yes, there's 8,000. There was 6,000 was more like a CPU kind of thing. It's or mobile CPU, whatever. So there's some rumors that they're gonna have a 10,950 XTX. What could that mean? What kind of performance could we expect? If I had to guess, they're gonna go like a 5080 level performance, or maybe a little bit above. They're not gonna hit 5090. I don't think they're gonna hit that same ballpark, especially now with like how much AI everything NVIDIA has gone into. I like FSR. I like FSR 3 because it's like, oh, this works and it works well enough, and you can just kind of tune it and just like, okay, cool. Like and it's not trying to be more. It's not trying to be like the flagship product for AMD. Like NVIDIA just does this. It's like, hey guys, look at all this. What time is it? 4 o'clock. Damn. Got here just chatting away. But yet again, I started like 30 minutes late than what I normally like to do. But oh well. Yet again, 10,950 or 10,900 XTX, whatever their new flagship card. 10,950. That would be the CPU. Stupid. I'm an idiot. So 10,000 series flagship XTX card. Okay. Okay, like, I think they're gonna hit like 5080. I don't think they're gonna hit 5090. And I'm saying just raw raster performance. FSR 3 versus DLSS, sure. but it's not going to be enough. And then Ryzen, or not Ryzen, and NVIDIA 6000, RTX 6000 is going to come and just wreck AMD shit. Because it's going to be like, yeah, AMD is just always a generation behind, which is very true. And NVIDIA hasn't had a try with anything. I think, dude, I remember being so excited with RTX 3000. And even on a 3000 card, even like a 3060, a 3050, whatever, man. Like, if you were able to get it for MSRP back in the day, man, dude, a 3080 or a 3090 at launch, whoo, man, probably like one of the best investments you could have ever made. I think 3090s are still like crazy expensive. Because yeah, they came out 5 years ago, a little bit over 5. God damn it, you fucker! Fuck. But they could, like, a 3090 can still hang. It can still fucking game, dude. Now my 7900 XT is very, is very 3090. Like, they're very adjacent to each other. Certain workloads depending, blah 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 blah, but whatever. The 7900 XTX did blow the 3090 out of the water, and I was super excited about that. But I couldn't, like, I was so, god damn it, leave me alone, you bitches. Yeah, that's what you get, fucker. On the third lap too, and you're just on my dick. Ugh. It was as soon as I got my new GPU, and then, as soon as it got delivered, it was like there was a 2-week clock, and 2 weeks, like, on the fucking minute as I put it in my fucking machine, it was like, yep, XTX fucking everywhere. Hell, it's $1. It's like $100 cheaper, and I'm like, and I thought about trying to do return, or try to justify buying the XTX outright and just flipping my XT. Drop the controller. But I was like, nah. And the thing is, I upgraded from a 2060 Super, which was my first, like, new, like, actual new card, not, secondhand, whatever thing. Who texted me? Yeah, stop that. Oh my god. Work drama. Man. But going from a 2060 Super to my current card, oh my god. And even then, like, I would, from my previous build, so AM4, I had a 2700, overclocked that bitch to all-core 4 gigahertz. It ran hot. I actually still have the original cooler. I tried to upgrade my cooling solution with one of those AIOs that had the screen on it, because I was like, all the rage, and I was like, dude, that's so cool, I want that. Garbage. I will never buy an NZXT Kraken whatever ever again. Could have been a manufacturing error, or maybe I did something wrong, maybe I broke it, I don't know. It was always ridiculously hot. It could never adequately keep my current CPU cool. And it was like, oh yeah, it can handle this many watts. Like, it said like 300 watts or whatever. And I was like, nah. My next build, I might just go air cooled, just because, like, I don't need to build liquid cooled. I do like liquid cooled. I do like AIOs. Okay, that was interesting. I didn't even realize I had a red shell on my booty. Yeah, that's what you get, asshole. But I always had trouble. It would always, like, dude, my CPU would hit like 90 degrees all the time. And I was like, what am I doing wrong? And then it would undervolt, underclock, or whatever, like, you know, just be so slow. I'm like, something's up. So I took the, you know, took out the cooler, put in my old cooler, because I was like, this shouldn't be a thing. I just thought this, I just thought my CPU was just like a horrible, just an overheating mess of silicon. Like, I just hit the worst silicon lottery. Nope. Nope, it was like, I shit you not, like a 30-degree difference. Well, maybe I shouldn't say that much, but more like 20-degree difference. Under like full load, but yet again, I have a 5.2 gigahertz all core. And I was like, okay, this is stable, turn down, whatever. And my temps are like, it's just so much better. Like, it's like a 20 to 30-degree difference. And NZXT, fuck you guys. Shitty product. I don't care. I don't care if it was, oh, it's just a one-time thing. That's what my ex said. Do you see her around? I don't think so. I certainly don't. God, thank God. It was fucking crazy, man. Thank God she cheated on me. I had a reason. I found my excuse to leave. Yeah, yeah, the domestic violence. Yeah, that was me. I lived the life. Ladies, me too. Oh yeah, but my original build. So AM4. Oh, ooh, nice. All right, can we go down? Thank you. Oh, you fucking bitch. So AM4 2700, 8 core, 16 threads, which I was like, holy shit, upgrade from my like another previous build. I'll get to that in a fucking second. It was a fucking Athlon. I'll just say that much. AIO liquid cooler. Fuck. God damn it, Johnny. AIO liquid cooler. 16 gigs, DDR4, 3200 mega transfers per second, and oh, I ended up yeah, I had a 1 terabyte NVMe SSD in it. I bought another one because it was like Gen 3 versus Gen 4 or whatever I have currently. Probably Gen 4. Because Gen 5, like, I'm not like I don't think there's still anything I do now that's gonna really be like, oh, I have to get the Gen 5 though. So, my 2060 Super, which I bought Black Friday of 2019. I was working at Walmart. I had saved up the moolah. I was like, this is my budget. Boom, boom, 400 bucks. The 2070 was a little bit out of my price range at that time. There might have been a deal somewhere or whatever, but the supercars, this is their first generation of supers, and everyone was raving how like the 1650 super was like such a good value, and I'm like, oh shit, like 2060 super, and I wanted ray tracing. Ray tracing for me was very important. I was just like, dude, I just want to see it. And at the time, I had this, I loved it. It was a 43-inch 4K TV, and it was like a 43-inch 4K TV from like 2015. Not smart in any way. Only did 60 hertz. The fucking pixel response time was probably horrendous, because it didn't have like a proper game mode or anything. But I gamed the absolute fuck out of it. Oh man, I love that TV. I think my buddy Wingo, I think he still has that TV at his place. Gave it to my brother. Brother ended up giving it to, or he might go back for it. My brother, okay, recently moved out of his buddy's place. I don't know. I don't know. I wasn't there. I wasn't their officer. I don't know. I don't care what they say. Wow. Sonic, how do you do this? Oh, Sonic Team Racing. Oh, God. All-Star Team Racing third. Oh, man, I'm kicking ass. Let's go. What was I talking about? Oh. I had dual triple terabyte the hard drives that I had, like one as a games drive, the other one for like, you know, anime and stuff, just my own personal media thing, right? Goddamn. And when I started the channel, I was like, oh, I'm gonna want some. God, what? Okay, that wasn't. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna want to actually start getting some real capacity going. And I was so new to the idea, like having a NAS. I was like, oh, I can't afford that. I can't do that. Which at the time, definitely true compared to what I have now. But working at Walmart, and I didn't get, like, there was no Christmas bonus, there was no Black Friday bonus. I don't know what they do now. I don't care. I don't work there. But at the time in 2019, okay, they gave out these little discount coupon things to pair with your discount card, because you could get 10% in general. I think grocery might have been different in some way, whatever. But they would give you another thing, like a second card that you would have to pair with it to, and it would actually, and your card would have to be paired with, so your extra fucking discount card was paired to your exact discount card. So like I could not. All right. Okay. Fuck off. That was fucking terrifying. So like, I couldn't just give mine to someone else. So like, if someone had several of them combined, like you couldn't get 100% off. It didn't work like that. Only one per thing, and each extra discount card was tied to your original one. So the extra discount card would give you an extra 15% off on a single purchase. So that knew some idiots who would be like, oh dude, like I'm gonna get like a bunch of Monster or something, or like they didn't take it seriously because they're, you know, not very smart and or children. So they so like, you know, people just, some people were dumbasses and frivolously used it for no reason. But a lot, like a lot of people I work with, like their parents, right? And you know, obviously, like, you know, if you're smart enough, you're probably a parent. You know, you can't be dumb with kids, but even though people are, so like they would get groceries or do their Christmas shopping or whatever. That was the idea. And I was like, ooh, I'm gonna go look at electronics to see what I can get. And I got a couple of things, but the two things I remember is I got some Western Digital external 8 terabyte drives, and it, like, they connected by USB. They had like their own power thing, and like you can't really tell, but this is an L-shaped desk, and it has like 2 shelves on the side, or a shelf on the side. So there's like, you know, like there's a bottom shelf. I guess it's not really a shelf. It's like, but I would have them be like right here, just out of the way, you know, humming along, and I would connect them to my PC, and that's where I would do all the channel stuff. So like one drive was exclusively just for the YouTube channel, and I was like, man, 8 terabytes, that is so ridiculously huge, man. Whoa, it's gonna take forever to fill it up. I started filling it up quick. Because originally I was gonna use a second one, just for more media, you know, Linux ISOs, and I was like, nope, that's just not the case. But I still have the 2 triple terabytes, you know, internally in the PC. I'm like, okay, I can get this to work. This is fine. And I was using that all the way up. Man, when did I build my first NAS? So NAS, network attached storage, or network attached storage server, if you want to go NAS. So NAS, you know, multiple S's. I'm gonna change up my loadout real quick. Give me one sec. I'm gonna here's this one. Yeah, I know the stats aren't changing very much, but there's some slight differences. That's my excuse. Yeah, why not? So yeah, I was using that setup all the way up till 21. Pretty sure I bought my first NAS in 21. So I saw a thing on Facebook Marketplace. So this guy converted his old gaming PC, which was a crappy AMD CPU. He totally just bought into like the FX whatever thing in the early 2010s. But like the entry level, and it was just like so horrendously bad for him. But he, made life out of lemons, and he had like he had a RAID card and all the stuff I would need. And well, one, don't ever use a RAID card. Use an HBA card. I didn't necessarily learn that, but my editor for the channel did, and I still need to, replace that and fix it. The data's gone, any and all data, but the drives are still probably fine. And of course the machine's perfectly good. I forget how much memory I put in that thing. I think it only has like, at best, like 24 to 32 gigs of memory. But I ended up putting, at one point I was going to put in my original CPU from my first ever build, was an Athlon, it was an Athlon, it was the Athlon quad core, every quotations of quad core, back in 2016, that they were like this is the budget killer, such great value for like 2015, 2016. And I loved it. It was my first ever CPU. It could go up to 4 gigahertz, and yeah, it was always ran hot. I ended up taking it out because I was like, this is actually a lot more sentimental to me. That's it. The guy had it water cooled, had an AIO and the just for the CPU, and I'm like, fuck it, like, yeah, keep it. Works if it works, it works. But originally I had bought I think they're probably like Western Digital or whatever was cheapest at the time. And so Black Friday sale, yeah, it had to be in 21. So Black Friday sale of 21, I bought 8 so an 8 count of 4 terabyte hard drives, brand new, for like $59.99, like $60 a piece, which I was like, holy shit, that is such a good price. Have to jump on it. Or at least that was like the thinking. So after like a RAID Z1 configuration, of course I use TrueNAS. So one drive of redundancy, I think it was like 25 terabytes of capacity. And I loved it, and I had it like my my current PC stand has like it's very basic. It's just 4 legs. It's basically a table, but there's also a second piece that's connected to, so it's like a shelf. That's all on the floor. I used to keep my original NAS right there, and I had a yeah, it was a gigabit switch originally. I had just straight up gigabit between my game PC and my NAS, and I was so happy that because I upgraded from no redundancy of any kind, not highly available really of any kind, to add up to like 22 terabytes ish, not really, of usable capacity, not counting the OS drive, to 25 with redundancy, high availability. Like I could access it with my phone, right? And I could just do stuff or whatever. So like emulating Pokemon games or something on my phone was super easy. to like, set up and get ready and whatever. And actually, he taught me a lot about. Fuck, why did I do that? I don't know why I didn't hold it. I'm stupid. Fuck, never mind. Okay, all right. Oh, I want to say this is from GameCube. Yeah, GameCube. Double Dash. What was I talking about? But yeah, it was like I was doing things properly. That was what was so exciting to me. Of course, using a raid card had some weird issues. So I basically had each drive be its own personal raid 0. Uh-huh. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And then TrueNAS would see that, and I could, stripe everything together for it as a RAID Z1 configuration. Turns out that's a really bad idea. And I had already known about this because everyone told me that's a really bad idea. Go buy an HBA card for like $50, you fucking idiot. And I was like, yeah, it's fine. And it used like internal, it used from internal SAS to SATA connectors, which was awesome that the guy had that. The guy did a lot of the work, and it's like, okay, if you're not gonna use the RAID card how it's used intentionally, you are literally really setting yourself up for failure. And like, it's fine, it's fine. Well, RAID card. I actually had 2 of them. I had 2 RAID cards, the exact same models. The guy had 2 of them. He had one as a backup, just in case. And and I was led to believe that if one RAID card failed, I could, I could just plug in another RAID card and be perfectly fine. It didn't work that way. And there's probably multiple levels there of my fuck up, and it's just not how it works. Whatever. But I ended up giving that NAS to Editor Shua. Still need to get fixed. We'll work on that. Because of course, like 25 terabytes for him would be amazing right now for editing videos and keeping a local capacity, so he doesn't have to grab everything from my from the current channel server or channel NAS. So 6 months later ish. No, actually no. That wasn't a Black Friday purchase. Right, that was like Amazon Prime Day. I bought that like summer of 21 and built it. Oh man. Oh, okay. We're gonna chill the fuck out. So like Black Friday of 22, or really yet again summer of 22, I found this dude. We're just gonna we'll call him Ben. So this dude Ben, awesome dude. He had a Dell server with 8 drive bay capacity. He just didn't have all the drive slots for it, and he's like, hey, just trying to sell this off. And it was like for whatever organization. I don't think it was necessarily even for a business. It could have been like a charity, a church, whatever. They were upgrading, and he had, he's like, okay, we're gonna flip this. And he answered a lot of my questions, and I haggled the fuck out of him. Like, man, freaking, just, man, he had patience of a saint. I bet if he held on to it for like another week or 2, he would have gotten his absolute full price for it. Especially what I know now about these machines. Just like what the real value was. Because I'm like, it's DDR3, like that's kind of old, man. Like, well, no, it's not really meant for gaming or, office work. It's like a NAS or blah blah blah. I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm gonna use it for, but I don't know. He's like, no, there's value there. Like, I was one of those schmucks that acted like I know more than you, idiot. Not my proudest of moments, but here we are. Still talk to him every once in a while. He's a really cool dude. But Ben was like, here you go, this and that, and I started looking up specs. And I was like, oh, like I wonder if I could upgrade the CPU or whatever. And I could, but I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna worry about that. I'm just gonna just use it as an as and blah blah. And that's when I got my 8 terabyte drives. I got 8 of them because the general rule is that whenever you upgrade a NAS, and this is more my personal rule. I'm not saying this is like industry standard or anything, but the rule that I heard and that I stand by is that whenever you upgrade your NAS, double your capacity. Don't go by like one drive. Double it all. Double the whole thing. Now with Unraid, HexOS, so on and so forth, you can just continuously add drives. So you could have a large like that Dell T420. I think it's a 420. Might be a 320. Anyways, it has an 8 drive drive bay capacity, and you could add add 3 drives with a Z1 RAID configuration, and then as long as it's the same capacity drives, just keep on adding in, and that's really cool. But it's just like, hey, like I don't faff around about it. Oh, let's go. Oh, I do like this one. Get shit on, India. If she ever watches this, she's gonna be so mad right now. Stuff my balls, John. That's fun. Blah blah blah. I'm trying to think what I was talking about. Oh, so I upgraded from 25 terabytes to like 50 terabytes after a RAID Z1 configuration. Now, yet again, it should only like reduce the total capacity by like 8 terabytes, but you also have to remember these aren't like perfect. Or, you know, like they're 7.8 or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Or 7.2, I think. Like Timmy bytes or whatever. So the math, the conversion, it's like 50. You know, I get 50 of them, which is still really good. That's like that was a hell of an upgrade. Because at this point I started getting really back into emulation because of my Steam Deck, and I can't, like, my emulation library was exceeding a terabyte, and I was like, oh fuck, damn, like you can only buy like a 1 terabyte micro SD card or really anything that can, like, that was the max capacity that you could fit in a Steam Deck at the time. So I was like, okay, let me increase my capacity, the channels. So like with the YouTube channel, I keep all the raw footage. I keep all the uploaded footage, and then of course assets like for thumbnails, little quips or quirps for editing, green screen stuff, transparent PNGs or whatever, GIFs. I keep everything, so we don't have to go look for it again or whatever. Of course, my my library of Linux ISO media had expanded, like, you know, a good bit. And I started looking into like backing up my dad's Blu-ray collection, which was a lot more of a toll than I realized, and a lot more work than I was originally led to believe. But it's fine. And let's see this. So currently in the channel NAS, which I still have, it's like, it has like 96 gigs of memory. And with TrueNAS, you want to have like a gig of memory for every terabyte of capacity. ZFS feels a lot better about that. Cool. Of course, ZFS caching is like, it always pretty much maxes out the RAM. It's like, if I'm ever doing anything really hard on it, which I haven't really these days with channel stuff, it's like, you know, I can stream straight to it. I have like a 10 gigabit networking for just this room. So PC, both of the NASs, all the way up to even the router, because there's another switch out there, which is 10 gigabit, and then the router has a 10 gigabit network card in it, which I also built myself. I definitely recommend anyone, anyone and everyone, just build your own router. OpenSense, great operating system, which I need to upgrade. 25, V20 version 25 or whatever is done over with. They have upgraded to 26, which I should have done a lot. You figure that out. Yeah. That's hilarious. Ooh. Yeah, fuck it. I like it. I know it's like the exact same stats, but whatever. We'll do that. We're changing things up, guys. Watch out. But yeah, and I was using that NAS for like years, for like a solid like 3 years. And then I'm like, damn, I'm starting to hit that 80 capacity threshold. So once you start hitting 80% of your NAS's capacity, the performance drops, and that's just how ZFS and all that works. For best performance, you should keep it under 80%. You could still definitely fill it up all the way. It shouldn't hurt anything. But yet again, like if it was at 100% and our drive died, to then write everything, and it would take a lot longer compared to like if it was sub 80% to rebuild the array, which of course is kind of dangerous because you want the array any array built as fast as efficient as possible to deter any more drives failing, because if one drive fails, the likelihood that another drive will fail during the rebuild of an array is way higher. So always be careful. But I was like, man, I really I'm expanding everything. With my 10 gigabit networking, I put like my Steam library, I put everything on my NAS. At one point I had okay. I upgraded when I built my current gaming PC. I bought dual 2 terabyte SATA SSDs. I'm in a RAID 0 Windows Windows software configuration, and I was gonna have that as my games drive. But yet again, after a certain capacity limit, they perform horrendously, and the array failed. And okay, it was just like my Steam games, whatever. But I was like, man, those SSDs are probably not doing too hot. They also got extremely hot because this case doesn't have a lot of airflow in the back, and that's where those SSDs were. And I was like, ooh, that probably cooked them up a little bit. I ended up I practically gave those away. I sold them both for like $50 because I was like, these might not be great, so don't put anything super important on them. But here you go, they're SATAs. It's whatever. And my buddy was like, dude, thanks, that helps me a lot. I'm like, totally. Ugh. Can't do the sound. Right there. We're right fucking there. Yep, I fucking you. Oh. God damn it. Yeah, I'm gonna win overall, but still. Man, I like that track. But I was like, no, I'm gonna have everything on the NAS because I actually no, I didn't have 10 gigabit networking at the time. It was 2.5 gig, and I was like, you know what, that's probably fine for a lot of what I want, and it is like 2.5 gig, and AM5 has it built in. So I just bought like a little 1X PCI 2.5 gig. Or throw it in there. Worked perfectly fine. Worked great. Now actually I had to change the slots because I guess on the there was a weird thing where one of the slots wasn't I don't believe it was PCIe 3 or set up that way. It was only like the 1X was only like PCIe Gen 2 or something. It was weird. I was not getting the full 2.5 gigabit. But when I switched it to like a full-size slot, there you go, and it worked. Or maybe it just needed to be reseated for whatever reason. But God, I haven't touched that. I haven't touched that NAS forever. I probably could use it clean. But last year I was like, man, I'm already, here I am again. I'm hitting my capacity. Yeah, I'm starting to hit some like the ceiling of my capacity, and I'm like, okay, and I want to do more. I've been wanting to set up a Plex server forever, with my NAS, to share my my Linux ISO media. And whenever I try to set up by myself, it was so like I just didn't understand what it was asking me to do. I read articles, something said this, something said that, because they have multiple ways to set up a Plex server, not just TrueNAS, not just Windows. But here I am struggling, trying to, figure it out. So I want to say this was what, tail end of 24? Yeah, so tail end of 24. Linus from Linus Tech Tips announced his latest investment in HexOS. So HexOS is a fresh flavor of TrueNAS that's meant for the normies, for the simple, it's supposed to be that anyone can set up a NAS, and I love HexOS. I did have some issues, especially in the past month or two, but for the most part, that was my fault. And I've learned a lot. So I'm like, holy shit, I'm gonna invest now. I'm like, I think this guy is onto something here, and I love the idea that he been thinking about someone like me who just wants to do this cool thing but can't quite decipher how to do it in TrueNAS, which TrueNAS is like such like the gold standard when it comes to any real NAS software. Anything outside of like you just buy a NAS and just use like their app or something, like you can build, anyone can build their own NAS. Like sweet, and you can still go in and go into TrueNAS and go, oh, here's all, here's everything under the hood. Okay, how does this work? How is this set up? And I actually learned, oh, this is how you're supposed to do it. This is how it makes sense. Got it. Okay. And it was actually like I could have totally figured it out. Like I was like 90% there. I was just missing that last few percent. That's just like it just didn't click yet. And now I think I can do it by myself, and I'd be perfectly fine. But yet again, I still love HexOS. So I was like, okay, I got this operating system. Or no, even before then, I was like summer of 24. I was looking at like, ooh, let's see what's on Facebook Market. Maybe my pal Ben. Maybe he has something. Nope, he has nothing. Nothing that just random whatever stuff on Facebook Market. I'm like, okay, Facebook Market. I got lucky with that 420 or whatever. Let me see. Let's look at eBay. eBay is probably the place to go, anyways. Check out eBay, and I'm seeing a lot of things. I had to do some real research, because like there's the Dell Blade servers, there's this, there's that. It really depends on like what you want to do. So I found my Dell PowerEdge T620 on eBay, I believe. Yes. No, I was looking at one on eBay. I did end up buying it from Ben. So I found it on eBay, and I was like, ooh, I really want this. But it's like, it's a little bit out of my price range, and it comes with like, it came with like nothing. The original one that I found. But I was like, okay, this is what I want, because it was another 8 drive bay. And then I'm just browsing Facebook Market, and this is like within like a week or two. Like, how the fuck? I looked at Ben, I looked at him, and then like he didn't have anything, and then like suddenly I know where he fucking has one. And it's plastered all over my Facebook, and I'm like, holy shit! It was a T620 that had a 12 drive bay backplane configuration. Yeah. And I was like, oh my god, I have to get this. I have to get this. And I started talking. I'm like, hey man. He goes, oh yeah, I remember you. Blah blah. How how's your current thing? I'm like, yeah, I'm looking to upgrade. You know, maybe have both of them. Have one thing do like a Plex thing, one for the channel. Just kind of diversify. Maybe have backups and whatever. He goes, okay, that's sweet. And I was like, hey, I found this exact same thing, except that it was like it had no drive base, it had no memory. It had a better CPU, but both machines are like, so a T620 is a dual socket has a dual socket motherboard, so you can put two CPUs, and they're like these badass Xeons, right? And I currently have, I believe, to be the best CPU configuration in mine, but they're both only single CPUs, but the one that I found on eBay was a better one. And of course, there was like just a lot of things. I don't think I even had like an HBA card, or probably not even the cables. I don't really remember, but it was like $150 cheaper. And I was like, hey, this is what I found on eBay. What can we work here? And he's like, and he took it like such a champ, because he knows how I love to haggle. And he goes, all right. And I forget what he offered or how much I ended up paying for it. But like his offer, and I was like, cut it by like another $20 for me. I was probably like killing him. Like, man. But yet again, we love talking shop. Like what my projects are, what I'm trying to do, and he's one of those guys that he is light years ahead of me when it comes to a lot of just IT work in general. That's his job. That's his career. He has the experience. But I like to think that he saw like that I was so passionate about it, even though it was just a money pit, and it still kind of is. It serves me perfectly well for my home lab or whatever. God, all right. Damn. All right. All right. I'm gonna have to be a school shooter for a sec and kill this child. I regret nothing I just said. That was fucking funny. All right. Got him. I was on the grassy knoll. Got him, baby Mario. No. Yes. But met up with them, had a great time. Talked shop for like well over an hour. I give him cash, he gives me thing, and we sat there in a fucking like church parking lot, just talking about projects, and like he was saying stuff, and I'm like, I don't know what that means. I'm like, and he goes, oh, it's because this or that. I'm like, oh, okay. I have heard of that. So like, it's like, it's just like, oh man, he's such a cool guy to talk to and hang out with. But I ended up getting a dual 12-core 24 thread Xeon whatevers. I found a seller on eBay. Yeah, yet again, this is 2024, so it's like a year before the RAM crisis. So I got 384 gigs of DDR3 memory, because he I think we ended up haggling that he was going to keep the memory, and I was like, perfectly fine. I'm just going to go on eBay, and because I already was like looking up a separate seller, and dude, 384 gigs of memory. I think I spent just like maybe a little bit over $100, because yet again I haggle and I offered the guy. I was like, hey, I want to buy this. You have it at this price per stick, blah blah blah, and it says you have a shit ton of sticks. I want to max out my new NAS. I forget how many slots, but I need it to be like at this price for the budget. And the guy was like, yeah, sure, why not? He just wanted to like get out of here. I don't want it. And I took the time to like talk to the guy, and he was just like, okay, shit. He put some work into it, and he tipped it over. And I remember I had so many issues and I thought I'm like, man, he sent me bad RAM. Fuck. And no, it's actually the motherboard. I had to really clean out that motherboard, because the dude that I bought it from, Ben Ben, Uncle Ben, good old Uncle Ben. Call me Peter Parker. He didn't populate all the slots, and dust and hair and other stuff accumulated. So I ended up getting like a it was actually like a toothpick flosser thing, like the little plastic ones, and I used that to clean it out. And it's like, oh, it wasn't making good enough contact with the pins. Cleaned it out, aired it out, and it was already like, it looked pretty clean. But I had to do that super deep clean, and reseat RAM and move. And I had to end up moving RAM around until everything was just homogeneous. Everything was just happy. So some mistakes were probably a little bit more worn than others. So like, not so great stick, not so great slot didn't work, but better stick, better slot, both, you know, everything worked out. So 384 gigs of system memory, and I'm like, sweet. What am I thinking about? Okay. And I knew I wanted to upgrade my networking again. And while I was testing everything, it was literally like I had like a folding table, like where those bookshelves are. So between my bed and dresser, I had those two bookshelves. Had a folding table, monitor, mouse, keyboard, and the server just on the ground, on the floor. And I kind of did like this configuration. You know, let's just change things up. Let's Toadette. Yahoo! Oh man, her face is... She does not have a lot of top speed. I'm just kind of just throwing what I got. She has great handling. No traction. Okay, I need to... Okay, hold on. Now we got a little bit too much traction. I'm not big on... This is gonna be very funny. I think I hate this, but I think it's gonna be funny. Crazy handling and traction. I'm not gonna slide as much as I want to. Okay, let's just see what we got. Sure. I've never done that config before. I'm just kind of shitting out what I got. Let's see what happens. But yeah, I was testing out HexOS, and remember those dual 3 terabyte drives I was telling you about? I still have them, and I was using those to I think I no, I had 3 of them. No, only 2. I think I had a third one at one point. Gave that away to someone. I'm like, get some Spain Rust, enjoy. But the 2, it was basically set in a RAID Z1 configuration. That's just what HexOS defaulted to. So it was just like only 3 terabytes. But that allowed me to learn how to figure out, just to figure out how to set up Plex, where to put files, how to, set up my SMB shares. I actually really like this. What? Yo! This track is really hard. Like, this is a really hard track. Like, being slippy and slidey can be such a detriment, and I like slippy and slidey. Holy shit. Okay, I don't know what that was, but I like it. Ooh, got it. God, you fucking asshole. Oh, this is actually a really cool configuration. I have never thought about this, ever. God damn it. Okay. So, what was I talking about? Oh, so I started making plans of like, okay, how am I gonna do this better? So HexOS has a really cool thing where you can natively make your boot pool a RAID Z1 configuration or a RAID 1 configuration. I don't know if it's RAID. It's not RAID Z1, RAID 1. So the 2 terabyte drives were RAID 1. So one drive was a complete backup of the first. Ooh, you fucking asshole! I'm not winning this. I don't think I don't normally do well with this track. It's only 2 laps. Fuck, maybe I can. Oh shit. So I like of course, you know, a T620. There's a lot of the PowerEdge stuff still, especially if they're like a NAS, they still have like DVD drives. Took that out. I found this like enclosure to hold 4 SATA or 2.5-inch drive, or you know, 2.5-inch drives in general. Of course, SATA SSDs. But it was so fucking expensive. It was like $60 for this hunk of like metal. But it had like the most basic circuit, like the most basic stuff to. So it would take one SATA. Oh, second place, fuck yeah! So it would be a single SATA power connector, but you would still have your individual 4 SATA data connectors. So I was just like, $60. What the fuck? This like, how can anyone? How do you justify that price? Okay, I like that. I kind of glitched out there for a second. I really did glitch out. Sam. How do you justify this fucking price? Blah blah blah. But there's nothing else I could find anywhere, and I was like, it's on Amazon. Okay. You know, and I was like, okay, it still fits in the budget technically, whatever. So I have dual 256 gig. Man, I cannot remember what the manufacturer is. T-Force T something. All of them are on this from the same manufacturer, but dual 250 gig and dual terabyte SSDs. Yet again, I got them for like crazy cheap too. Because long before the crisis, like a 1 terabyte SATA SSD was like $45-50, and it's like perfectly performant for anything that I would give a shit about. So I got those set up, got everything connected, blah 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 blah. Also, it had the HBE card only had 2 internal SAS, and they were already connected to the backplane. The backplane is what actually connects all the drives together. Or, you know, that's like the idea. Backplane is what connects to the drives. So drives, backplane to internal SAS cables, SAS cables to HBA card. Cool. But I was like, oh, how am I going to connect these drives together? And I was testing different things. Like I had a SATA card that I was like, oh, this would be perfectly fine. But of course, SATA is, you know, is much different from SAS, and I wanted to have those dual 1 terabyte SSDs as a SSD cache for the server. And for those that may not know, the idea of the SATA SSD cache in general is that all your hard drives are, you know, they're gonna be spinning, they're gonna be doing whatever work, but instead, ooh, they speak yet, fucker. But instead of having them constantly spin every time you do any request for any data, if it's gonna be the same data over and over again, you can have an SSD cache that just holds on to it, so it actually makes your drives work a little bit less, maybe save some power. But my theory has been that it would actually extend the life of those drives. I did the same thing. I had like a single 240 gig, or maybe it was like a dual 240 gig or whatever. I had some drives laying around when I was building the channel NAS, and I'm pretty sure I need to double check that. Maybe not. Whatever. But everything's like, instead of things flopping around, you know, Top two drives are the OS drives, bottom two drives are the SSD cache, and then I have 12 bays for storage. So I'm like, man, how am I gonna do this? Because the budget had ballooned, and I was like, man, I did not realize just how much money this project was really taking. And I was like, already probably over $1,000. Um, actually, no, not quite yet. Nah, 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 nah. So I'm trying to think. The CPUs were cheap. The RAM I got a great deal on. The chassis, everything was such a great deal. But the drives, the most expensive part of any NAS, I was like, man. And this is before there was any kind of crises when it came to RAM, storage, whatever. So, and I wanted to, keep with the budgeting idea. And I ended up going to a website called Server Parts Deal. Yet again, Linus Tech Tips, they did a video about it, how they built one of their, I believe they updated one of their NAS, or maybe just built a brand new NAS with server parts refurbished drives. And I'd always been like, oh, refurbished, that doesn't sound good. No, perfectly fine. I had found 14 terabyte drives for $150 a piece on their website, and I was like, holy shit. Originally I was looking at 12 terabytes because between upgrading the individual capacity by 50% and then the total count of drives by 50%, that would equate to a 100% increase, or a doubling of capacity. And I was like, cool. But then I found this 14 terabytes, and they were like, oh, it's like $20 more. And I'm like, yeah. Or night, or was even that? Or, man, they were so close in price, and I was like, I would be an idiot if I didn't pick these up. So I did. But $150 times 12? Do the math there. That's like $1,800. Then tax. It was like $2,000 for hard drives. I was like, holy fuck. I bought like MSRP. Like, that would have been like, cause at the time, like 8 terabyte drives were stupid expensive. Cause I think like the channel server, those 8 terabyte drives, fuck me. Every time. Those 8 terabyte drives were like, come on, stop. Fucker has a triple. Go on, throw your last one, dickhead. I swear they know when I have an item or not. Like, the fucking CPU's cheating. But yeah, like I bought my my 8 terabyte drives for the channel server or trail NAS for like a little bit over oh, where am I going? Damn, John, damn. Like for just like a little bit over $100 a piece, which was like, still expensive, especially for me back then. And it was a Black Friday deal, but that was like almost 3 years difference at this time. And I'm like, man, you would think that some stuff would be way cheaper. And I boo-boo, suck it. Man, and 64 tracks I still do so well on. I love it. So of course, I'm like, for an 8 terabyte drive was like going for like 150, if I remember correctly at the time. I'm like, this is stupid. There might have been some cheaper somewhere else, but like what I was looking at, like overall. Maybe people are just building up, everyone's building an NAS, which is really cool. So I was like, okay, we have this capacity, we have all this. So after a RAID Z2 configuration, a 12 count of 14 terabytes. That one popped off recently. Yes. So after RAID 2 configuration, I have 120. I've been looking for this combo. Give me 1 sec, guys. All right, all right, all right. Yeah. That was me, Papa. We had plans today. Yeah, he's like, after I get off for work, and I'm like, okay, just let me know, call me. And that was him because I was like, anytime now. I fucking called it. Okay. Um. So yeah. So my current NAS, my baby, my boy. Which I used to name all my machines, but when it came to my Teach NAS, it was getting harder to like name them. I named the original one, I believe, Sapphire. Because it had blue highlights and these crappy blue LED fuck just stupid fans from like 2011 in them, but they still worked. And I was like, oh, that's Sapphire from like Steven Universe or something, really cool. But then the Dell ones, it's like, okay, they're so generic and they're so much more like technical and business, and like they don't have a lot of personality. But with my current server, I have 24 cores, 48 threads, 384 gigs of DDR3 ECC memory, 128 terabytes of usable capacity with a RAID Z2 configuration. And out of the 128, 2 terabytes of SSD cache. Now it's SATA speed, so I'm not, I might be getting a little bit of a penalty, but yet again, my 8 gig networking, or not, my 10 gig networking will probably be much more of a bottleneck than the SSDs. At least that's been my experience so far. Well, the spots. Oh, I end up buying a 3056 gig, one of the best investments I ever made, because I got one. Man, it was like I just saw like on like just this random sale one day, like on Amazon. Like, I guess or maybe they pushed it to me like, hey, would you like to buy this? You've been looking at it, because I was looking for a 3050 for encoding for my Plex server, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Oop, fuck. And I was like, oh shit, and I got it for like 120 bucks. It was so dumb cheap. Oh, I didn't even. Okay. Got one of those in it. Of course, the 10 gig networking, awesome. And I've been loving that server, or that NAS, and having a Plex server. End up having a Handbrake server instance on as well, so I can internally transcode videos or whatever. So if a Linux ISO media isn't something format, or if there's something about it that Plex doesn't like for whatever reason, and I can set up for AV1 encoding. Now it's best to use a GPU for it for like speed and whatever, but I've like finely tuned it that I'm like, I had this perfect configuration or set up so that this thing will rip and roar, and it's loud and it gets hot. AC unit, cool. Do it when I'm not here, or like I'm at work or something. Awesome. It can go all fucking day. I work 10-hour shifts. But I will be shrinking like these Blu-ray quality Linux ISO medias from like 60 gig. Dude, I had some, they were like 150 gigs, got them down to like under 10. And I could not tell a difference. There might have been slight things, maybe in the background, maybe color gradients, maybe the black gradients. But yet again, between like TV, monitor, HDR TV, someone's OLED, my fucking phone, like I could not tell a difference. And it was driving me insane. To like try to find it, and I'm like, I love this. The only drawback to it was power and time. That's all it was. Now, I will say, at the beginning of March, man, I had drives to start racking up errors like crazy. Now, some are still doing that. I think my original batch of 14 terabyte drives just got bunched around or something, and after putting some mileage on them, this was a really fun configuration. Let's go TK. Fuck it. They started like failing. I already had 2 drives fail. Thankfully, RAID Z2 configuration, and they failed one at a time, not at the same time. So that was really cool. Server parts deals. I'm like, hey, these things failed. Failed to say smart tests. Failed this. Failed that. They're DU and done. And they're like, okay, and they had me ship them back at my own cost, which is like, okay, kind of makes sense. They don't want to put money into something where it's like, no, you fuck these up. So what I ended up doing was I actually bought 2 more drives from them. But at this point, 14 terabyte drives, even on their website, from when I originally bought mine to, then to buy their, can't think of words. I'm gonna get it. Hold on. Then to replace the 2, it was like double in price. Went from like $150 to $300. I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna spend like a third of my original purchase on 2 drives. Oh, that was a hard pill to swallow. I do not like any of this. All right, we're gonna go with this. That's a lot better. Must be, yeah. Fuck it. Let's go with this. I don't really want weight. It kind of goes with the theme. I like it. But it's also, and I figure, and yet again, this was a great learning experience because I learned, oh, that original HBA card had no active cooling. It was meant for you to have this GPU fan assembly at the, basically at the front of the case, towards the front, basically right behind the drives, and and there would be these massive fans that go whang and just put crazy volumes of air through the case or whatever you set up to. I didn't do any of that. Even the guy that bought it from was like, hey, make sure you cool that HBA card because, like, bad things can happen. I'm like, it's fine, it's fine. I never had an issue. I think the HBA card just put out a bunch of errors, and along with like my original batch of drives just maybe not being great. They are refurbished. I did put some serious mileage on them. I say mileage, but I don't know. It's like they're nothing crazy. But yeah, just between the 2 things, it just was unfortunate, but it was avoidable. So I ended up replacing HBA card. The SAS cables themselves, I didn't realize that SAS cables can actually wear out. It's just over the years they can just kind of get beat up, and I'm like, really? Like, I'm looking at stuff like this, just like, I've never heard about that. Like, either cables work and cables don't. But it's like, just best practice, just replace the cables. Okay, cool. Amazon, looks like they're perfectly fine. I found the exact model of HBA card that was in the machine originally, and it was in IT mode. And I've been hearing a lot of stuff like, oh no, you're gonna want it in IT mode. The one I had was not in IT mode, and I don't think that's necessarily like a boo-boo from the guy I bought it from. That's just like, maybe that's just how he got it, and he was just like, for what he used it for, perfectly fine. It didn't really matter. Or maybe he swapped it. Maybe he put another HBA card in it, and he's just like, here you go. And yet again, he warned me. He's like, hey, make sure you keep it cool. I ended up getting a pack of like 40mm cheap fans and like this super cheap fan controller, like all that, plus like a pack of 120mm fans, just to add extra airflow to like everything, so it tries to draw air from the front. I got everything for like under $40, and it just needs a single SAS power connector, which the DVD drive that then I put the SSD case. What the fuck are you doing, Donkey Kong? You look so stupid. Back plane, everything that it's in the a 5.25 inch drive bay, and I'm like, oh, there's another one right here. I literally just got like a stupid extension, like like a splitter essentially, and then you know little fan power connector hub, and it's supposed to be like you can connect a like a fan header to it, for like a standard motherboard, like ATX motherboard. But of course, this Dell PowerEdge server doesn't have that. That I can at least tell. So I'm like, well, hopefully this works, and it does. It just makes them rip constantly, just 100%. And I'm like, fuck it. It was cheap enough that like if I need to, I'll just replace the fans. Replacing like $30 of fans is so much better than hundreds of dollars per drive. So perfectly fine with everything, and I think it actually looks a little bit cooler. It's jank as shit, but I love looking at it. If anybody wants, I could totally share a photo of the NAS on the Discord or something. I would no problem with that. Ooh, come on. Yes! This is another cool configuration. Okay. Oh, another thing that I did that I would definitely recommend anybody with any kind of NAS. Fuck. So Channel NAS is in a RAID Z1 configuration. My more personal NAS is in a RAID Z2 configuration. I would recommend always having on hand drives on standby, just fresh, still in the box, so you can replace them at any time. If one of your drives fail, there you go. So like if you have a RAID Z1 configuration, have at least one drive, so then you can immediately replace it. RAID Z2, have 2 of them, because you never know when you might need to replace both of them, and you have that redundancy for a reason. I currently have 3 drives. I have 1 drive because I ended up replacing 3 of them, and then in the big boy NAS, the big boy server, which sucked, but I'm glad that I did, and I think I'm probably gonna have to end up replacing some more. Not happy about it, but like everything's fine. But it's like there's a lot of errors, and I'm like, yeah. Hopefully, the new HBA card is just gonna be nicer to the drives, and not randomly send out garbage that they have to deal with themselves and work harder for no reason. Ugh. But yeah, I have like 3 14-terabyte drives just sitting up in the closet, just whenever I need to use them. I don't have anything for the channel server though. That I have to work on. That's the thing too. I'm already looking at what the next upgrade, the next generation of server for me. And dude, I want a Dell PowerEdge T640 so bad. It's a DDR4, still uses Xeons, but like I could get 20 cores per CPU, dual socket. Man, I think it can do like a terabyte of ECC memory. How many drive bays was it? I think it was like 18 drive bays, 3.5 inch, so like standard hard drives. And I'm like, man. And of course, like just the chassis itself, like the PowerEdge server itself, is like, oh my god. Oh, okay. Ow. But it's like $5,000. There's one on eBay for like $5,000. Get the proper fan assembly. At one point, I bought like one for a 640, thinking like, yeah, it looks to be compatible with my 620. It'll be fine. Nope. They will always find new ways to fuck you in the booty hole. I'll go this way. Um, and unfortunately, that's just how it is. But I'm like, man, that's what I want. Or potentially, where am I going? Oh, okay, back into this. 2 laps. Where am I? Where? What? Okay, don't go left. I haven't played on this track in a minute. But I thought about like trying to do like a JBOD with the server cabinet and everything. And to be fair, if the fee for entry is just 5K for what I want to do, could I do some kind of, I think not, I don't think it's Netgear, but whatever JBOD solution from back in the day, or just, you know, last gen JBOD. Ooh, shit. Okay. Could I implement that? And I really want to, but then that's when you start getting to the whole, okay, server cabinet. I can't just keep it on under my bed. Now, yet again, I do want to have a server cabinet, but it just comes down to space and what's the best solution for me. I think I could get away with it though. Okay. Why do you send me up here? Oh my god. You have to make a dead center. Third, man. Damn. That is rough. Oh man, look how happy he is. Just all teeth. Ooh. DK Walrus Cove. DKR. Understand. Diddy Kong Racing. Gotcha. That'd be so cool. And I would love to get dude, if I could go like an AMD Epic or like dual AMD Epic or something, man, that would be so cool to have like JBOD shelves, and like they could have, well, there's a couple of ways to do JBODs. A lot of the older stuff will have the drives up front so you can see like the indicator lights. Like if you ever need to troubleshoot like if a drive failed. But the shells have become more increasingly popular by what I've seen. I'm not trying to make, like, I'm not part of the industry. I've wanted to be part of the industry, but I've just kind of made peace with the idea that I'm not going to work in the IT field. For, you know, just various reasons. Okay. And my current, oh, I could have been bad. In my current career field, just wow, just working. And I work in the airline industry. There's plenty of work there. There's plenty of stable jobs and opportunities, which I could still even have be in the IT space in some level. Potentially with, especially with my new, the new company I'm going to be start working for. Hopefully soon. I need to double check my emails. But, oh man. Ooh. Oh, one thing I wanted to look into as well is like Proxmox. I've never messed with Proxmox before, but I've been seeing stuff for years now where people have used Proxmox to basically have like a gaming, like a cloud gaming server, and I'm like, I absolutely would love that, because yet again, with my current library, like having uh like the Steam Deck handheld. If I could set up my own like cloud gaming server thing and have Steam and all that set up, dude, that'd be so cool. Um, and just be like, dude, that'd be so awesome. That I could just, yeah, man, that's that'd be so cool to set up too. But, and also having like multiple instances. So, let's say like a friend of mine or one of my brothers or my sister, um, or hell even my dad, I could just set them all up and they just log into it and they could just do whatever and they can just play on like a fucking Chromebook or something. I don't know, that's probably not a realistic option, but like let's say like a MacBook. I've had plenty of friends play on MacBooks and just do cloud gaming, which I'm like, that's a really awesome dynamic of options there. But honestly, what's okay? I think a 2-hour stream. I think that's it. I've talked your guys' ear enough, your guys' ear off enough about tech, my history with like my gaming PCs, my servers. Didn't really talk about my Steam Deck or my Quest or anything or what I really want to do. Oh man. I mean, the dream is, get like a decent house, 3 bed, 2.5 bath, you know, and just, man, just live life. Just be like, oh, I want to make VR content, which I love making VR content. If anyone gets the opportunity, one of my favorite videos of all time that we've ever done on the channel. Oh, this is so old. I hate these thumbnails. I paid a guy way too much money just to chat GPT it, and okay. Because like, for example, there's this purple and gold border, and I told him like, hey, I need this in there. He goes, yeah, no problem. And he just put everything like in chat GPT or whatever, and a lot of the time it actually didn't work or it didn't do it right. So he had to go back in and actually do it correctly. And I gave him like the transparent image just to do it. I'm like, here you go. Like, that's all you have to do. And he goes, it's really tough. He just couldn't figure out how to get chat GPT or whatever thing to do. I thought it was already here. So I guess the Halo ones. I wish I kept my beard. That wasn't very smart of me to not. Yes, Super Hot VR. This is the video. Actually, let's watch it together. We can close that. Cool. Yeah, because I'm not currently. It's not gonna be feedback. I'm like, am I gonna have feedback? Okay.
We are streaming. We are recording. Hey there, guys. Anti3 here. Welcome back, guys. I have finally done it. This thing's very loud, very annoying. That's it. But guys, I'm streaming VR. I'm streaming VR. It's happening.
Oh
my god, this is so cool. Like, this is nuts to me. And also, not sure if you guys can see it, but
that was hard. That was so hard to figure out. I'm doing like a little behind the scenes thing now, like a little content commentary. This is when I was still on Twitch. So I don't know if this will work for YouTube or not. This was so long ago. This says exactly when. Oh my god. Oh man. When did I upload this video? I've had it for like, okay, that's not great. Old links. Maybe I was still doing Twitch at the time. When did I switch over? I think I did switch over to YouTube shortly. Yeah. Anyways. Damn. What a way to like make me go down memory lane. But Super Hot VR, everyone should play this. It's on fucking everything. Just play it.
Like, I got to work. And it only cost me $12, so that's the thing.
Yeah, only cost me $12. There were free solutions. And I couldn't get them to fucking work. Steve's like, I got a thing, $12. I'm like, $12. Oh, okay. Yeah. Whoosh. Oh, this is like a total, like, this is like the third level in or something. I've played this game so much. I'm glad that I did. I got the most out of this game.
We shot each other's bullet.
Wait, hold on.
We shot each other's bullet.
We shot each other's bullet. Yeah.
We shot each other's bullet.
Oh, yeah. The collision between the two guns was like affecting each other. So my pistol that I was holding up, you know, like if this was the SMG, whatever, but I was like, I went to shoot it, but the collision with this gun was fucking it up, and none of those bullets worked. Oh my god! I'm like, just throw something at him. Got him. Oh yeah, this is a fun level. Man, puzzle solving in VR is so cool.
Thank you for letting me grab it.
Dangus.
Ooh, missed.
The guy ran like a bitch.
Missed. There you go. Go ahead. Come here, bud. Ooh.
There's a trick that you can do that if you do the little pyramid icon, that you have to grab it to go to the next level or to hit continue. But if you do it and grab the gun again at the right time, you can take the gun to the next level. But once I have to, like there's these intermissions, so you can't carry weapons in between the intermissions, but you can carry them to the next level, which is really cool. Also, like this door right here with all the little like these are all the achievements, which is really cool.
Jeez, the PC port is just so much prettier. Like that lighting.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I bought the Steam. I bought the game on Steam to play it. Like I originally played it on Meta's store on the Quest 2. Man, I love that Quest 2, and I bought all these accessories. And as soon as I did, like I never played it again. Just didn't have space. Just life.
That's a lot better than the basic one. All right. There you go.
Yeah. That's 100%. Shua just sees my hands like, yeah. And he's like dancing. I'm like, yep, that's exactly it. Oh man. We look at chat though, $12 wasted.
Yeah, I'm looking. $12 wasted. Fuck you.
Man, like these cuts in the music is so good.
I'm gonna do this. Right. Hold on. Back up a little bit. There you go. Okay. Check chat. Okay. Fuck out of here.
That's not part of the game. That music cue and everything, perfect, man. Fucking Shua, dude. Does such great job. Uh-oh. That shotgun guy will get you so many times till you can just deal with him. And you have to shoot him.
What?
No way.
There we go. That's all I wanted. Let's see if I can keep this. What? Wait. What? I didn't even throw it. Yeah, I know this. bite me. Come on, bro. Oh, you got a gun.
Oh, you got good.
Can't have that.
This game, it's just this game is just too much fun. Like, it's only 2 shots, and I know that.
That's not great.
And at the time, like, so I was playing this game. I was like just doing VR stuff in general. In my garage. Yeah, I was actually starting to do a Half-Life Alyx playthrough. And I was like, man, this is holy shit exhausting, because it takes hours just to do the most basic shit. If I just had a controller and just moved around, like, man, you get the first level done like in, or first 2 or whatever, like in 30 minutes. In VR, they make you work for it. And then the holidays happened, and the garage got filled up, and we're still dealing with the consequences to this day.
Come on. Come on. Now think what you did. You felt hard about it.
It blew his mind. That's an awesome cut. That's not the correct level transition, but if you look at the gun,
You felt hard about it.
so that's like a whatever thing, right? Semi-automatic. That's that's supposed to be like a 9mm. Completely different weapons, but I would always line it up so perfectly. It was like close, but there's a lot of cuts that he wanted to do that, but he couldn't do, if memory serves. But that was so
Through the door.
perfect. Yep. Oh, the fucking elevator. Oh, the elevator's so hard because you just have to, like, you have to react. You have to go or whatever. But I make it look so smooth and cool.
I hate this one.
Oh yeah.
Sucks.
Oh, this is on the plane, so you skip that. But there's like a hallway, and you're just getting fucked up. Like there's 3 lines, and no matter where you go in that elevator, like you're in someone's line of sight, so you have to like move around. But when you move, time moves forward, so on and so forth. It's difficult. So I'm not sure if it's gonna
That's
show.
not bad.
There's like a strip club level, and it is hard. Now, what you can do, you can totally cheese it by like going under the pool table and just getting like one of the billiard balls, and just start whacking guys on the dick. Kept the knife. I think I'm like, I'm so good at aiming. Escape. There we go. That looks
Okay.
good.
We got this. Oh,
Now, like, I'm crawling. I had to duck down. I like the garage, we put this like these little foam pad things, like like they were like these interlocking foam things that me and my dad did. And like, okay, so the idea is like it's supposed to be for like a toddler playroom kind of thing. We didn't have enough to cover the entire garage, but we end up doing is using like a lot of like old cardboard, like, you know, from the holiday season, and we put it down, and with a rug it would basically be pretty level to each other. You know, it was like just a little off, right? Like this is like the foam, this is like the carpet and cardboard. But it worked really well. And we never got any more of that foam stuff. But I could also tell where I was in orientation because of that too. Because I would just play in, you know, with my bare feet, and I could just tell like, oh, okay, I'm getting closer to the garage door. Oh, I'm getting closer to like the you know, the door to inside. Um, and it actually really helped kind of keep me centered, and just be like, okay, I want to be on this line essentially, just really near like this little crease, this little step. And the thing is, it wasn't enough for you to trip over or anything, but it was definitely enough that I could feel it and keep myself in line where I wanted to be. Of course, with the Quest 2's freaking the I forget what they call it, but you could basically set up your boundary, so the boundary wall, and it start glowing red.
Oh please, I want to get bonked on the head.
Please, oh please.
I don't like you.
Ooh, caught that bullet. Fuck him. Shoot ball. Oh,
That's a harder level, that's for sure.
it's so physically demanding. How far in this video am I? Halfway. God, dude.
That's fucking ominous.
Yeah, they can. I need to get going. I need to. I feeling energetic, and I need to go get stuff done. But thank you everyone who is watching, who has watched all of that good stuff. Please check out this video. Shua puts so much work into it. I loved making it. I definitely want to make more VR content again. Hopefully we can get the garage space in a um and a better orientation. I definitely want to get a new VR headset. Steam Frame comes in mind, but I might go for a Quest 3. It's gonna really depend. Because I want to get one. I'm gonna get a Steam Frame no matter what. But I might also splurge and get a Quest 3, depending on how the performance is, especially with what I want to do with it. Wireless VR from gaming PC down to the garage. That's been the goal, and I have the networking for it. It's just getting the best headset for that goal. So, anyways, guys, I love you all. I hope you have a fantastic night. Hope to see you in the next one.